Hello, it's the Wednesday, and we are back with another video. What are we doing today?
So yesterday, basically, a video was circulating online about the news reporting a Hubbly survivor, somebody who survived the Hubbly Bubbly.
Yo.
And with that being said, most parents were sending this video to
Yeah.
their kids.
Oh my gosh, it was their time to shine. I'm sure.
Yeah, they were like, look, somebody almost died because of
Yeah.
And obviously the kids were fighting back and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But before we get into it,
Yeah.
let's just check out this quick clip about the clip
About
that was
the
circulating.
incident. Okay.
Yeah, and then you let me know what you think.
Okay, cool.
30-year-old Bakang Rankokwadi is a recent survivor of the ripple effects of Hubbly Bubbly. Last month, he suffered a stroke and was rushed to the hospital. He says X-ray results indicated that his chest was full of water and blood, and that one of his lungs had a hole. He says the doctors told him that his condition was caused by smoking Hubbly.
I spent for sure 9 days in ICU, 1 day at the ward, which is 10 days in the hospital. So the nurses were telling me that I'm very lucky that I survived. Many of the Hubbly smokers who came there, they couldn't survive because of, we are not aware that when you smoke, I wish that we had a Hubbly so that I can demonstrate for you. There's water there. When you smoke, that water comes to your lungs. Even the smoke comes to your lungs. The smoke affects their lungs, then the water stays here. That's why I was full of blood. And
What are your thoughts?
Hectic. Well, it obviously made me like uneasy a bit, but like, it makes sense. Like, it makes sense why that would happen. Just like with, like all smoking, like Hubbly is more of like a vapor. So there's water. You're smoking water. So obviously the water's gonna go into your lungs.
So for me, this is kind of personal to me because I'm a very big Hubbly smoker.
Yeah.
I've been smoking Hubbly for like 10 years now, straight up since I was 19. And I can give you a vivid experience of like what it's like to be like a very like avid Hubbly smoker.
Yeah.
So when I was 19, obviously I started smoking Hubbly, and it's nice, it's good, I started with those quick light coals, the ones where you just light up with a cigarette lighter and then light up. So I started with those for a while, and then after a while, right, those coals were starting to affect me quite badly.
Yeah.
Like,
you'd feel it.
Yeah, after one session,
how would they affect?
the headache would just be really bad. If you smoke 2 sessions of that, I'll have a migraine. It feels like a migraine where I can't even sleep. I can't even do anything. I'm debilitated. Right?
Yeah.
So it got to that point. And then, me now being the person that I am, I tried to find a better way of smoking it instead of stopping it. So then I went to the coconut coals. Coconut coals are more widespread now. Before they were kind of hard to get, but now you can just find them anywhere.
Yeah.
Coconut coals are much safer to smoke. They don't have those harmful chemicals that give you headaches and all that stuff like that. And now I can just smoke all day and I'm fine.
Yeah.
So now what I've noticed now that I'm in my older age, right? Once I smoke quite a lot, maybe I smoke for like an hour or 2, I can feel my chest.
The pain is there.
I can feel that there's a bit of pain in my chest,
like,
right? I'm not as young as I used to be, so I can't smoke all day like I used to.
Yeah.
But I can feel the pain.
See, that's the stuff we don't take into account. Like, the older you get, the less things you can get away with. Like, this is not like only when you're in your 50s or whatever. Like, literally, even entering 30 or whatever, like late 20s, you start feeling like you can get away with things less than you used to when you were like in your teens or whatever. And like, this is when you're actually gonna start seeing the consequences of the things that you were. And like, the thing is that makes people like continue. It's because you also see a number of people where nothing is happening to them.
I don't know anybody who got affected by Hubbly.
That's the thing. Like, exactly. Like, this is one.
So these are very rare cases. These are rare.
And this is not the only one. I've seen though some lady who also was hospitalized with Hubbly. Like, her video was also like, it just didn't make it to the news, but she also apparently was in ICU because of having.
Yeah, but then the thing is,
isolated.
out of like 100,000 people smoking Hubbly, maybe one or two.
So why do you think they are
affected.
amplifying this? Like, obviously, for every case, even if it's one case, you have to amplify it. Do you think that there is an agenda, or is just purely raising awareness?
No, there's no agenda. It's good. It's good that the news still does this. They try to raise awareness to like, things that could potentially harm the youth.
Yes.
It's very good that they do this, you know.
Yeah.
Even though it's not as harmful as they try and make it out to be. But it's good that they bring that awareness so that people are aware that this could happen to you.
What do you think of the sudden comparison to cigarettes? Like, Hubbly
and cigarettes.
Yeah, like they have this thing where they constantly comparing it to cigarettes. Every time now they're talking about it. Like,
I guess because it's like mainstream now. It's like
so.
If you're
I
not
think
smoking
also
cigarettes,
because
you're smoking a Hubbly.
Yes, and I think also they just want people to stop this delusion where Hubbly is better or it's safer or whatever. They try to say smoking is smoking. It's bad and shit. Period.
Yeah.
So I think that's why. Another thing I came across, like when I saw this Hubbly thing, somebody was like, oh no, they're probably doing this because like cigarette companies are like suffering, like cigarette manufacturing companies are suffering. Because a lot of people who usually smoke because cigarettes was like the mainstream thing. So somebody said that this is why this is so sort of circulating now, or like they always hammering this.
Trying to stop people from smoking Hubbly.
Well, not stopping, but they're trying to re-equalize the market again.
I don't think smoking will ever be as cool as like having a Hubbly.
I feel like the smoking now is no longer like for social. It's a matter of like that's your personal place. You're just smoking. Whereas Hubbly has that social aspect to it now, and
it looks cool. And that's the thing. That's why people like to take videos when they're smoking.
Yes,
it looks cool.
It looks cool. Yeah,
all the smoke that you're doing, and all that stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it just looks cool. But I'm gonna show you this response that like this child sent to the parent.
Okay.
Responding to the video about the Hubbly.
Okay.
So as a parent, how would you respond to that if your son sent you that?
I mean, it's fair.
No.
Like fair. But sometimes, obviously, as a parent, you have to have a reaction. But I'm just saying, like, fair. You know, like.
What do you mean it's fair?
People can die any day from anything, but like. That's not the point. I'm like, that's not the point. I'm talking about smoking. This is now you are deliberately choosing every single day to do something that is harmful to you.
Yes. Yeah, but then with that, even those are wrong. And actually, those are more fair comparisons than the accident part. Like when you choosing to mix alcohol with energy drink, that's harmful for you. When you choose to not stop at the stop sign, that's harmful for you.
Yeah.
You know, that's literally the same thing. You're doing something that is detrimental to you, and that should be the argument. So I wanted to. So
there's many ways. They also showing like there's choices. Even exceeding the speed limit is a choice, and you can die from it.
Yes. Yeah. So that doesn't. All of that does not mean that this is not wrong.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
But that's what they're saying. I think the person is also saying, Mana. Yeah, I know, but there's many other wrongs, but this is the wrong that I choose to do.
No. Well,
somebody else making their own choice out there.
So
I'm choosing to do this.
Yes, that's cool and all. So I literally had this conversation with my dad.
Yeah.
My dad sat me down because he saw that I was smoking Hubbly and stuff like that. He sat me down and he was like, "Hey, bro, I see you doing this thing. I personally don't like it. And I know that smoking is bad. It's not good for you. If anything that goes into your lungs, that's not air. It's bad for you." That's literally what he said. And he was like, I hope that you stop this before it becomes a problem for you later on. Right? And now I came through with a similar argument like this. But people are drinking. People this is how I cope, and you know, because I was like, life is stressful. Everyone has their own coping mechanisms. This is how I cope. And he was like, okay, cool.
It does make it good.
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. If that's your argument, then cool. But at the end of the day, I appreciate the fact that he came to me,
told you,
and he's like,
but that's what I'm also saying, like, because I was also like, like I like to do is play the devil's advocate. On this side, this is what this person is trying to say. Like, this is not the only way somebody can die or whatever. Like, okay, then I say also that that's not the point. Like, it doesn't take away now from obviously that this is a bad thing, right? So that shouldn't discourage parents to tell someone if your child, I mean, you care about your child, bruh. You care about your child. You want the best for your child. So you're gonna try and guide them. You're gonna tell them like, this is wrong, don't do this or whatever. Like, yes, it's not new. It's not just a picture of today that are know-it-alls. We also were know-it-alls in our time, in our own way. Like, oh, you know. But like, that shouldn't discourage you, and that shouldn't make you a parent that is just, yes, everything's okay, or do whatever you want. You should still stand your ground, but also do remember that that person is their own person. At the end of the day, they will still gonna make the decision. At the end of the day, the decision is theirs, but you can guide them.
Yeah, and for me, the best argument for this, like, if a parent sent me that video, the best argument for this is like, yeah, okay, this is not good for you, but it's safe enough to consume because it's being sold in like commercial stores, like anything, like any other thing, like your alcohols, like your cigarettes, like all of that. Those are not good for you, but they are safe enough to consume in moderation.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to say. Like, it's safe enough, right? It won't kill me like instantly, and it won't kill me in the long term if I smoke this, right? That's all you need to say. And then you've won the argument. So a lot of these instances as well, like, people smoke bad Hubblies. People will take like the shisha, the flavor, and they'll put weed in it. They'll put coke in it. They'll put funny things.
They'll put alcohol in the base, and they'll just, and some don't even clean out the Hubbly, and then there's bacteria. When bacteria is mixed in the mix, moment, ew, it doesn't matter what you were doing.
Yeah, get caught up.
Yeah, so like cleaning the Hubbly, it also requires cleanliness. Like your Hubbly, you have to be clean with that.
Especially if you're sharing it amongst a whole lot of people. You need to make sure it's clean.
There's also that, sharing the mud thingy with people and all of that. That's why I feel like these cases are isolated. That it's not purely just the Hubbly, perhaps like there's something in the mix there, and I feel like maybe it's a bacterial type of thing as well. I don't know, but not defending, not saying that.
Ultimately, like smoking Hubbly is bad for you, and if you do it enough time for a long enough period, it will affect you.
It will affect.
But also at the same time, what I'm saying is as well is that if you smoke this in moderation, as to you, like you know yourself, you know your body, how much your body can take.
Yeah.
If you smoke in moderation, like you know it's okay. You know it's okay if I smoke this once a week or every time when I go out, then I'm cool. It won't affect me like that. But like, if you're smoking
it's a social thing.
Yeah, it's just a social thing, right?
I only smoke it when I'm out with people.
And also, you're not smoking like shit Hubblies, the Hubblies you don't even know.
But that's the thing, like with addictions, like it's very hard. Like at first you'll be like, oh, you know, I'm just doing it. But that thing will slowly creep up into your everyday life. Like, you will be like, you'll be like, and we all start with that discipline. I'm not gonna do this all the time. Everybody who's picked up something to smoke has told themselves they're not gonna smoke all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
All I'm gonna say is like, obviously, like we can't make people not. So, like we're gonna do this thing either way, clearly. So I'll still, like how you said, if you must do it in moderation. Like
try to.
Everything that you overdo or do in excess is bad. You know, like, so that just tells you like do everything in moderation.
Yeah. So you just brought up a very interesting point, and me as a parent argues this point against my child if they ever made like an argument for Hubbly. You said it's addictive. I actually forgot about that.
Yes,
it's addictive.
It's addictive,
and that's the worst property for Hubbly.
Absolutely.
If your parent says this thing is addictive and you shouldn't do it, there's no argument against that, because you know personally it's addictive as well. And it's very hard.
But people have this thing of like they think that they can manage addiction. We hear people all the time being like, I'm not addicted to it, I can choose to, whatever. Like, when you're doing the thing, you really think it's your choice.
So I was kind of trying to advocate for Hubbly, for it being safe enough to use, But yeah, I forgot the fact that it's actually addictive.
Hey, nothing that's an addiction is good.
Anything that's addictive, you should try cut it out.
Let's not try and argue. Oh, like even with marijuana. Oh no, marijuana is a herb and whatever. It's addictive. Period.
Yeah. So just based on that aspect alone, that it's addictive. Don't do it. Just try stay away if you can.
If you haven't touched it, don't even start.
You don't want to be that guy like at 35, 40 and you're struggling to breathe. So that's the other argument that people say that everyone's gonna die anyway, so why not enjoy yourself?
Hi, bro.
This thing is gonna affect you for a while before you die. You're not just gonna drop dead.
You're gonna be somebody's problem for a while as well.
You're gonna be unhealthy, you're gonna be sick, and you're going to be struggling to go through your day-to-day life until you die. And once that happens,
you might go through that pain for a good 5 years or 10 years.
Where you can't breathe.
Suffering.
You can't breathe. Imagine you struggling to breathe for 5 years before you die.
In our minds, we're thinking like, oh, I'm going to struggle to breathe. You're dead. Then you don't suffer the consequences. Life has a way of doing that, my friend, where you will feel the consequences. You must feel, especially when it was your fault. Like you didn't, it didn't just, you had
all the warnings and you still chose to continue doing it. Just think about your health, especially like addictive stuff. Try stay away from addictive substances, man. It's not good.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it is what it is, man. You guys let us know what you think about this whole situation.
Yeah, let us know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And keep watching. Goodbye.
We'll check you guys in the next one.